Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the Nintendo Switch. This is a research stream of a video game that I just got from Maryland Library System recently. I should mention that this is version 1.0. This is the cartridge experience that everyone's been complaining about since it launched. Obviously, Nintendo has released a patch since then, which I'll probably be testing a bit later, that fixed most of the game's performance problems. So it was very choppy when it first came out. Apparently, most of those problems have been fixed. I'll go back and review that later. This is me reviewing the initial cartridge version of the game that was made available. At some point, Nintendo's going to reprint this game, I guess in 2024. They'll reprint the cartridges with the patched versions of this game so that people won't have to download it. So, but you know how Nintendo is. They never announce what version of the game is printed onto a cartridge. So if you buy it at the store, there's no telling what version you're going to have. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm playing this game offline using the cartridge. I cannot adjust the... First of all, there's no option to turn down the music, which is kind of frustrating. I don't know why they did that. I'm not... Again, basic stuff. Now, maybe they were worried that some kid would accidentally turn off all the audio cues and they wouldn't be able to play the game, I guess. I don't know. This game apparently has a very short wind-up, and I'm not complaining about that. Fine. Well, I have like 1,000 hearts, so we'll see how it goes. So I guess we're already doing the abilities, aren't we? Why is jump mapped to the X button? I don't know. I did play Breath of the Wild on this channel on the Wii U, and I recorded it with a DVD recorder, so whatever. So the videos are on this channel. It's just me kind of sampling the game to see how it plays. I do own the game right now. I have not touched it since it launched, and I'll probably get around to playing it eventually. I told myself I was going to play that game on the Wii U for realsies when this game launched in early 2023, and, well, I never got around to it. Distracted. I hate to say it, I found more interesting games to play at the time. Some of which are on this channel.
この正気に触れ、体調を崩す者も多いと報告を受けています。あなたや私はこの程度なら大丈夫なようですが、それにしてもなぜハイラル城の地下からこんなものが？この先の調査は危険が伴うかもしれません。でもあなたがいてくれれば安心です。リンク、早く原因を突き止めましょう。
Hayaku. Yes, I'm playing in Japanese because, duh. And look, it feels weird to play, like, the most popular video game on the planet, like, within the launch window, basically. Although I'm playing this in September of 2023. But I played Elden Ring, like, a month ago, and that game was surprisingly good, especially for someone like me who's not a Dark Souls fan. So being able to play this game, you know, within a year of release feels weird. I rarely play video games when they launch. So I'm curious how much of a wind-up this is going to be. What? Wait, what did she call him, by the way? Anyway. The game does look rough around the edges, as you would expect, but it looks fine. The art style is fine for the most part. Although I'm gonna be brutally honest here. I don't know if the game looks I don't think the game looks significantly better than something like Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered. I need to go back and look at that game. I mean, this looks fine. Again, well, I'll be mentioning this throughout the playlist. I will be stating that obviously the 20-some million people who love this game don't care about the graphics that much. The graphics are good enough. Like, it doesn't have to look like, you know, freaking Cyberpunk. Or Elden Ring. Although I would argue Elden Ring's a much better looking game, obviously. But if the game ran at 720p, maybe we can get a higher frame rate. I don't know. Maybe we can finally run the game at 60 frames a second or something. That wouldn't be terrible. So we're just gonna do a slow walk and talk, huh? Is the game busy installing assets? What? Zonai and Origin. I'm not paying attention to anything you're saying, by the way, lady. I'm not saying that I'm not paying attention to any of this lore dumping, princess. Just saying. Ooh, swing my sword. That's right. Pretty responsive controls. Yeah, pretty responsive. Is she taking selfies? What are we doing here? Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna turn off the music for now. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. No dodge roll? No dodge roll.
大丈夫でしたか、リンク。
リンク。
この壁画は王家に伝わる古文書には、今からはるか昔の神話の時代に人と魔王が世界の覇権を争う大戦争があったと記されているのですが、ひょっとしたらこれはその伝承が描かれているのかも。先ほどの像にかたどられていたソナウ族と、これは私たちハイリア人のようですね。ソナウ族はまるで天から降りてきたように見えます。私の祖先ハイラル王家の祖は天より降臨せし神の一族と結ばれ生まれたと言われています。この壁画を信じるなら、天より降臨せし一族とはソナウ族、その一族と大地のハイリア人が交わり、やがて起こった国がハイラル王国。しかしそこに邪悪なる者が現れ、王国の大いなる力を奪う。すべて古文書の内容と一致している。そして魔王が誕生し、それを打倒する戦いが起こった。ここに描かれている人物、これが魔王と呼ばれたものだとするならば、すごい。やはりこれは古文書に記されていた大戦争、封印戦争の全容が描かれた壁画。リンク、これは大発見です。これはフルアが作ってくれたのですが、持ってきておいてよかった。こういうものを記録するのにとても役立ちます。
Yeah, it's like a switch.
この先は埋もれていて見られませんね。ここは一体何なのか。 答えはこの先にあるように思います。今は先に進みましょう、リンク。
Still saving. We've barely made any progress. So it's gonna be like an hour of this, isn't there? Game of the decade, I guess, right? Best game ever made, am I right? I don't know, man. Well, I mean, Red Dead Redemption had a pretty slow roll, too, so... Yeah, Red Dead Redemption had a very slow wind-up. You know, you're trudging through the snow for half an hour. Can't kill them. Yeah, it's like what's with the Metroid? What's with the Metroid soundtrack? Yeah, what's with the Metroid soundtrack? Let go. What's the point of saying not yet? I couldn't go anywhere, could I? Guess we're not done with the lore dumping. I mean, I've played like maybe a half dozen Zelda games. I couldn't tell. I finished one of them. I can't think of a single one that I actually cared about the story in any of them. I mean, what? Abilities. So this explains how Mega Man loses all his powers from the sequels, right?
Zelda. 大魔の剣を持つ者リンクラウルの言う希望この程度か
どうして私たちの名を
I don't remember Breath of the Wild having a slow wind-up. So when did the game start? It didn't bother to check and see if this was skippable. I probably should have done that. And the Rad Brad made a video that just shows all the cutscenes and just ignores the actual gameplay. Yeah. I'm sure that's a very refined operation where they're like, yeah, we're gonna gather all the footage and just splice it together. We're gonna gather a bunch of footage from our playthrough, just not do any commentary, just let people see the game. Just let people watch the game. Which is a good idea for some video games, which are just not worth playing, but they're probably worth watching. So that's how the Rad Brad gets 5 million views every time they release a new video. Some people just want to see the game. Maybe they can't afford it. Or they can't afford a version, they can't afford like a more expensive console that makes the game look better. So they just stream it.
私は貴殿のことをゼルダ殿から聞いて知る者。瀕死の重傷を負われていたが、命を取り留められたようで何より。貴殿の手は朽ち、命に関わったので、代わりにそうさせてもらった。
Okay, so I do a ground zero save here. So I guess Link just wakes up topless in all of his videos now, huh? In all of his new games. What else we got? Okay, amazing. He doesn't have a very high jump either. Do I have a sword? So we're back to how we started Breath of the Wild then, huh? I can go this way, right? Wait, this is how I came here. Just a second. There's no map here, is there? So when do I get the Ultra Hand that lets me do all the Minecraft stuff? Wow, there we go. Give me the loot. So we'll have to throw this thing away just like I did all the other swords and every other weapon I got in Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I'll just throw it at somebody. Maybe something will come of it. I don't know. So part of me believes we'll lose this sword at some point. We'll have to get it back. So we're going to have to start throwing Deku sticks at moblins again. Right? I'm going in blunt. I have not seen any videos for this game except for like some of the videos that explained the Ultra Hand and all the performance testing that was done when the game launched. By the way, this game was a big deal because NPR's, a 1A podcast, did an entire 1-hour discussion about it. Your grandma wants to play this game. Which is saying something because it's pretty, it gets pretty ridiculous. Like, some of the puzzles do get pretty ridiculous. Like a 70-year-old want to play this game. Well, of course, what's her name? Shirley Curry, I think, the Skyrim lady. It's like if you're like not super hardcore into video games, you just want to like wander around on the easiest difficulty. Skyrim does let you do that. But there was that other game, what was it? There was another lady, I think it was called Food for Dogs. The Food for Dogs channel has an elderly lady who apparently plays the Atelier games. And again, I haven't really gotten deep into any of those games. They sound like the kind of games where you play them for like a couple of hours and you're like, okay, this is going to be the grind. I played the first 3 Atelier Rising games, and the story's obnoxious, but I have to actually play the games because I don't know if the gameplay is any good. Ideally, this could be like a Stardew Valley. No, that's not a farming game, but it's literally a game about gathering stuff and making new stuff out of it. So it sounds kind of interesting. Yeah. Oh, haha. Guard, turn, parry, dodge, spin. Ha! Thrust! Yeah. This isn't supposed to be that kind of game, but hey. Yeah, I figured that out. But it's not like Xenoblade. You can, like, leap off a mountain and not take any damage when you hit the bottom. Which is always... Actually, no, you can. That's it. No, you can't. You do take damage in Xenoblade when you hit like the bottom of a cliff. And you can jump like stupid high. But Xenoblade was always super video gamey about its exploration, so I'm not surprised. Open the inventory. Yeah. Obviously, the first Zelda game was a lot less hand-holdy than all the subsequent games got. Like the Super NES game, I think was super hand-holdy. Like you get to save Zelda and help her escape from the castle like in the first hour of the game. But it basically explains everything you need to do from point A to point B. It's the opposite of the first Legend of Zelda, especially Zelda 2. Like, Zelda 1 was, like, just brutal with, like, oh, here's this big open world. We're going to tell you how to do anything. Hold on, I'm going to do a game save. Give me a second. Save here. So I guess this is my, ground... This is my ground zero save. It's a Ninja Turtles reference, by the way. I know people try to repurpose that term. We're not going to do that on this channel. This is the thing that everyone wants to do in this game. And I'm like, you know what? I played Just Cause 2. I played Just Cause 2 before. Just Cause 2 started out with a skydive like that too, so I know everyone is wowed by that, and I'm like, you know what? I played Just Cause 2 like a decade and a half ago. I'm cool. That is kind of interesting. I'm just curious. I mean, there's supposed to be a hang glider in this game. At least there was in Breath of the Wild. So I'm very curious how the traversal works in this game. We're never going to get Just Cause 2 on the Switch, unfortunately, and that's terrible. It's the best open world game I've ever played. So it's kind of embarrassing that a 10-year-old game will never get released on a Switch. But hey, we got this. Yeah, I'm like, just make this 720p. It'll run just as well as the Xbox One version. It'll run just as well as the Xbox 360 version does. Did they ever make that game backwards compatible? I want to say they didn't. No, they never did. Because I don't own the 360 version anymore. No, the original Just Cause on the Xbox, the original Xbox, is backwards compatible with the Xbox One. I forgot to upload those videos. The game is bad, You can kind of see like the bits and pieces of what Just Cause would eventually become. I'm probably not supposed to dive here. Yeah, let's not die by diving off this thing. But Zelda was always, yeah, Breath of the Wild was always doing the whole like plateau thing, right? Like they sectioned off the game so that you were going from plateau to plateau. And you needed a hang glider to get from each plateau. You needed a hang glider to get from each plateau, apparently. You couldn't climb back up. At least there was some kind of weird system. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Uh-oh. Of course it's running low on energy. How do I throw it? No dodge roll. Of course I'm dead. Oh well. So once again, we have to like throw Deku sticks at enemies. Wait, take that. Yeah, we're back to this thing again. I'm not gonna complain. I didn't hate it that much. So yeah, we're back to that system again. Yes, yeah, all the toys I earned in Breath of the Wild, they're gone now, just like a Mega Man sequel. You know how it is. It's a video game thing. Like all the hearts I got, they're all gone. We'll just pretend I got all those hearts in Breath of the Wild. Can I... That's a material, not a weapon. So this does 4 damage, I guess? Like I said, Deku stick. Gimme. So, select a weapon, press and hold right on the D-pad. Then use the right stick. So you hold right on the D-pad to open the menu, then you use the right stick to select the weapon you want. Let's use the tree branch for now, then we'll save the wooden stick for stronger enemies. I like that strategy, but do I have to do it this way? There might be another way to do this, I just don't know what it is yet. Maybe they'll make that available later. But if people were going to complain about this, they would have complained about it when it launched. Give me that. It's a lateral move. So we're just going to hoard tree branches, huh? Gimme. So again, my expectations are extremely have been moderated and attenuated. Because I played Breath of the Wild, it's fine. It probably gets better later. I put like 2 or 3 hours into it, it's fine. Like I basically wandered around the open world just to see what I can do. I didn't go into any dungeons. Sky shrimp. Fudos raw, am I right? Yeah. So why play Star Citizen when you can play this? And it doesn't require a $400 piece of hardware to play it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, it also doesn't require an internet connection to play either. Now what? I need to play Twilight. I need to play Twilight Princess again. I think I have the Wii version. I'll double check. I remember that game looking a lot better than other Zelda games I played. Well, I think Skyward Sword looked kind of good, as I recall. I did play that when it launched. Don't remember a thing about it, by the way. At least we get a compass, which you had to find in a dungeon in the first Zelda game, if I recall. I did play Zelda 1 and 2 on this channel. I need to make some HD footage of Zelda 3 because I still have my Super Nintendo Classic. I know some folks at work who I brought my Switch to work occasionally, and they say like, "Hey, dude, you playing Zelda?" I'm like, no, I haven't played it. It's like, dude, you gotta play. I'm like, I know, I'm gonna play it eventually. In fact, I remember I keep telling them that I have the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild that I said I was gonna go back and play. But God bless them. It's nice to have people actually play video games at work, but I have to be one of the cool kids and play with the new hotness. I do love the map quality of life features they add. You know, like the what was it? The multicolored waypoints are extremely helpful. The icon-based pins you can put on the map are extremely helpful. This will not do me one pip of good. I'm fairly certain I won't be able to rescue Zelda right away. This isn't like Demon's Quest or anything. Although, in the old days, I guess if you knew what you were doing, you can rescue Zelda right away, but you're probably going to get your face punched in unless you were like a super-duper expert or something. Okay, here we go. More lore dumping, huh? I didn't ask for a lore dump. Inevitably, I had to. It was inevitable. This is going to have to happen. Because why would you care about a world unless it's explained to you in spoon-fed dialogue and exposition? Why would anyone be interested in a video game world unless it's explained to them and spoon-fed to you like a baby? Jeez. I'm not saying everything has to be Minecraft. I'm old. I've been playing these games since they launched. If there was any magic to be had in experiencing them, they don't come from the freaking story. Everyone's got to have a story told to them these days, darn kids. I swear to God. I mean, I swear upon the Death Goddess. If you make a Zelda game without a story, people will lose their freaking minds. Even though this series became immensely popular without requiring one hint of dialogue, except for "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." We've gone from that to this. A 30-minute wind-up. Before I'm allowed to explore anything. Letting go sounds like a bad idea, but I'm aiming for the water, right? Not good! And I'm dead. I did save the game, didn't I? I can't remember. Maybe I should have jumped instead of climbing down. Well, there's your Tears of the Kingdom experience, I guess. Yeah, I didn't know where the water was. So I didn't know what to do there exactly. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But the game did autosave, so that's good to know. Now, Elden Ring had a few of these interesting features that I think they integrated from Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild was so influential to a lot of open-world games, I assume. And one of those features was the ability to add icons to the map, so that you can have multiple waypoints and have helpful icons explaining what those waypoints are for. I don't think the water's nearby. Yeah, I don't want to jump from here, I want to jump from there. Though I'm sure some speedrunner has already broken this wide open. Although for funsies, I might go to a speedrun video just to see how quickly they get through that unskippable tutorial. Because you know how they go through the unskippable lore dumping part. You know how video games are these days. If you can't, they start the clock once you get to the part of the game that you can't skip. Like, how would a Red Dead Redemption 2 speedrun work? Because you still have to trudge through the snow. But I mean, I've seen Skyrim speedruns where it starts right from the execution scene. Actually, no, it starts right from the dragon escape. So the game, there's stuff you can't skip, but you can run past most areas in the tutorial. So, but again. Skyrim, what's the version I need to play? Well, I mean, the PS5 and the Xbox One versions are fine, I guess. I think they're at 60 frames a second. I have to double check. Actually, I think they require a mod. But Skyrim's one of those games where I've basically played every version that ever got released since I played the Switch version, so I mean. It's just they won't make any meaningful updates to it now that Star Citizen came out. One could argue they might put in one more patch for Skyrim just to advertise Star Citizen. I did a thing. Well, that's what I needed. So there is a spot I can jump from. Yeah, all these floating... those of us who grew up in the 20th century playing video games, yeah, we know the majesty of a good floating platform. And this game takes it to the next level. But it's good when a game makes these floating platforms meaningful. Like, I think Bastion kind of tried to do this. I don't think they were ever really able to succeed in doing it. But they wanted to make the entire world like a floating platform. Gimme. I could have grabbed that. Or I could have grabbed something. Okay, I gotta get to the shore. Give me a second. I gotta get to the shore. X. So if you jump while you're in the water, you sprint. So that's cool, I guess. So I press the right stick to hold on. Excuse me. Wacky. How do I throw this? Yeah, I don't know how to throw this. Got a soldier construct horn again. Let's see, what is it? Right on the D-pad. So we're gonna keep using tree branches and then hoard the wood sticks because they're stronger. So we got our Deku branch. Need a loot. So how many of these can I hold at one time? Even though I have no pants or a shirt? Well, I do have pants. There you go. Use the R button. Put it away. We'll select material to throw later. Up. Hold up. So you can throw apples and sky shrooms at them, which sounds interesting. None. Okay, so we gotta practice. Whoops! Gotta practice that later. But apparently, when the item is about to break, you can throw it at somebody to get one last FU in there before it disintegrates. There's always something about, like, I think I think part of the problem with a game like this is that it's kind of hard to view objectively as a video game on its own terms because Zelda is such a massive IP. So people always bring a lot to it. People bring a lot of their own experiences with the past games and the franchise to it. I've played like what, the first 3 Zelda games. I played the Switch remake of the Game Boy game on this channel. But that game is brutal. Like, that's like a throwback to the first 2 Zelda games, where it's like, well, I think it came out before the Super Nintendo Zelda game did. So that game is like, yeah, in the first game you don't have a sword, so you have to go into a cave right away and get one. Well, in Link's Awakening, all you have is a shield, and you have to use the shield to get to the sword. But it only takes like half an hour. It only takes like maybe like 5 or 6 minutes if you know what you're doing. But then they literally throw a maze into the very next area outside of the first town. Like, it's really brutal. I pressed the drop button, not the throw button. There we go. Didn't break at least. Can I whack a dude with this? Well, on a related note, let me see if I can get some sightseeing done. Because I'm going to explore the open world and not do a whole bunch else. Like, I know I'm not going to go into any dungeons for these first couple of videos if I don't have to. I just kind of want to see how the overworld looks. That's what my Wii U videos were for. Breath of the Wild. They were just me exploring the overworld and doing nothing much else. I could place a pin eventually if I want, but we'll get to that later. How do we zoom out? I pressed the R button. I guess I shouldn't have done that. But wasn't the whole point of this system was to have like a Wii U gamepad in your hand? A mystical item that worked like a Wii U gamepad? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to zoom in. Because I was hoping that would have been explained, or was I not paying attention earlier? I mean, it wasn't a lore dump, so maybe I could have afforded to pay attention at that point. Special controls. I figured they would have explained this as part of the tutorial, but it's a secret. I guess the music's better than Elden Ring. Again, have I mentioned like 100 times already in my Elden Ring playlist how really like nondescript and unimpressive the Elden Ring soundtrack is? Like, I have to go back, like, I'm thinking like I have not heard Covenant of the Plume. So I need to go back and listen to that because I've heard very little of that game soundtrack. The Sakuraba apparently phoned in a lot of soundtracks back in the 90s, the early 90s. But he obviously found his groove by the mid-90s with all the RPGs that came out in the PlayStation. By the late 90s, I thought he was one of my favorite composers. But I can't think of a single game. Well, there's like 2 or 3 songs from Dark Souls games that I think are actually pretty good, but everything just, like, it's like they don't want him to make, like, the really, like, evocative music. It sounds like they just want him to be, like, very, like, ambient. Like, they don't want him to actually make anything with melodies. You know what I mean? Which I guess is fine that's fine for, like, the tone of the game, I suppose. It's just, I was always expecting more out of Sakuraba, but if they were ever going to make a really good Sakuraba soundtrack, it would be for an open world game in the Dark Souls franchise. They never got around to it, and that's unfortunate. I really want, okay, off the top of my head, I can think of maybe 4 Sakuraba soundtracks that are in good games. And come to think of it, like, what is it? Like, Star Ocean 4 soundtrack is like, it's above average. I don't remember it being great. But the game is actually probably the only good Star Ocean game ever made. We'll find out a bit later. I think Star Ocean 2 is getting remade, I think, in 2024. There was a Square Enix slide, I think, where they announced that. I'm not surprised. They remade the first 2 games for the PlayStation Portable. They should remake that game. They should remake those games for the Switch. But the only real good one is Last Hope, and that's already been remastered in 4K. They re-released, I heard that. They re-released, Valkyrie Profile Lenneth on the PlayStation 4, but it's digital only. So I'm waiting for the price to drop. It's like $20. Suck it. Take a thing. I got an arrow, but I got no bow. Oh. Is he gonna give me a bow? Switchy, switchy. Right on the D-pad. Gimme. This is the thing. If you like a game like this, would you like a game like Skyrim? I can't promise you that. Ow! That's right, I can't dodge this. Got a bow. We'll get to that. Give me that. I don't know how many of these I'm going to find. If I can craft them, that'd be nice. With all the Minecraft gameplay in this game. Sounds like the thing to do. Sounds like a thing you could do. Because I know you can craft food in this game, obviously. And this scaling mechanic was always apparently this stamina-based scaling was always a thing. Again, I didn't really go deep into it, Yeah, I'm always fascinated. Like, if you like this game, what game would you like? I'm not gonna recommend Elden Ring. That game's way too brutal. But it's the most accessible Dark Souls game ever made. So that's saying something. Like, it's a Dark Souls game where you won't get punched in the face. Well, actually, no. You get punched in the face in the first fight in Dark Souls, but you don't lose any progress. So you can wander that game for like a dozen hours and not run and not have your progress impeded significantly by your inability to do anything. But as opposed to every other Dark Souls game, where you can't go more than an hour deep without having to fight some really difficult boss to make progress. So there is that. Let's not jump into the clouds just yet. That's just foliage. The game looks fine. I admit I'm not a fan of the character models in this game, but they were a concession because I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but let's just say that if they wanted this game to look like Twilight Princess, they could have. But I guess you know how it is. Like, they wanted the characters to be more expressive, so they make them more like anime. So you have character models that are simplified, but they have, they're supposed to be more expressive in terms of their, facial expressions, which don't matter here. They matter in the cutscenes, but they don't matter here. But, that global illumination solution they got going on, so you can always see your shadow and all that. Like, again, this looks fine. Like, there's just enough grass in this game so that, you can appreciate the craft, but... Like, if they wanted to make the game look like Skyrim with, like, limited, grass and foliage, they could, but they wanted the game to have a bit more life. So all these things, the special lighting requirements, all the foliage they're adding, like, all of that is gonna keep the frame rate from being higher. Because you know how it is. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, all the 3D Zelda games are 30 frames a second. Maybe Twilight Princess on the GameCube is 60 frames a second. I'll double check. I don't have it, obviously. But there were a few 60 frames per second games in the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, on the GameCube, as I recall. But again, I haven't played many GameCube games, so that makes it a bit more interesting. Like, I haven't played any GameCube games recently. Since I don't have a regular Wii anymore, all I have is a Wii U. I can't play GameCube games. Okay, I don't need to come here. But I can look for another exploration area. So what am I going to explore here? Press the right stick. We're not getting up there yet, are we? Where's exploring? Well, maybe if we go there, the game will reveal the Ultra Hand mechanic or something. I don't know. So where are we? That's where I died, but that's another issue entirely. So that's where I am. I'm probably supposed to come here and just die. So we'll see how it goes. Why does it matter where I died exactly? And second of all, so there is a temperature list. 45 degrees Fahrenheit? Really? It's kind of nippy for me to walk around topless like this. Hold on, what did I miss? Take. Got another arrow. So there are a bunch of sparkly objects I can pick up. That's always nice. I know the tree branch is damaged. Did the exploding automaton drop all these arrows? So I'm supposed to go up there, and I probably can't get there. It's a big old tease. Yeah, Zelda's teasing me about that golden stair bit. So if I try to climb this, am I going to get horribly murdered? Oh, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, to the left of the mini-map, you can see the oscilloscope. It shows how much noise I'm making. They make that part of the sneak mechanic. I know some people might have wanted something more immersive, but you know, there's just enough video gamey stuff in your HUD that you kind of have to accept it. Is that a guy I have to shoot? Yeah, it sounds like a dude I probably have to kill. Give me a second. I do have a bow. So how are we doing this? There we go. No. There we go. 15 arrows. Danger. Okay, fine. I don't have to kill him. Oh, I guess I should have shot him. That was a waste of a couple of arrows. Let's see how that goes. Guess I shouldn't have shot him. You don't have to kill everything in this game. Just most things. I mean, can you blame me for shooting him? As long as he didn't fight back, I guess I'm okay. So if I lure an enemy over here, will he try to attack and kill them for me? That would be good. But yeah. Yeah, send him over here. Maybe the construct will kill him for me. Or he'll probably run away. Uh-oh. Help! 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 What if these guys can climb rocks? Help! I guess they're not gonna. I guess he's not gonna help me, huh? Yeah, I need a rock to stand on. I can't do that here. I was trying to do the Bethesda thing, kind of avoid enemies by like hiding behind objects. Like climbing a rock that they can't climb, that kind of thing. That can't be good. Yeah, I could kill these guys. I just kind of want to see what my options are at this point. I think that Oompa ran away. Yeah, the flightless birds are leaving the scene. They chickened out. Yeah, so I guess I won't kill them. Yeah, thanks for nothing, Construct. All he knows how to do is cook and take L's. So what do I want to roast? Campfires, everyone's favorite part of the Zelda game. It's like Final Fantasy 15 all over again. I'm not gonna pull this out. I don't want to press up. That's for healing. Not that. Eat it to restore health. Eat it or cook it to increase its effect. Sounds good. Hold. So I'm holding. Add. Add. So I'm holding 3 now. Press down for far. Oh, that's where I throw it. I'm not trying to throw them. So how do I roast stuff? Quit. Okay, so how do I actually roast them? Let me ask the Construct. He's the tutorial bot. So I just drop them by the fire? Okay, fine. So I guess I can just drop them by the fire. And it's warmer here. That's why the little thermostat there to the left of the mini-map is in the red. Okay, it's still 45 degrees out here. I think that affects my stamina. We'll see how it goes. Hold. So we can drop them with the A button. Don't set them on fire. Just a second. There's a way to do this. Drop them over there, I guess. So they're not in the fire here. So are they getting roasted by leaving them here? Yeah, I don't know how long I'm supposed to roast them, but I don't know how this works. Playing a game here. So when do I save? How do I know when they're roasted? This is supposed to happen, actually. Can I roast them like this? I wouldn't be shocked if I could, actually. Well, I set them on fire. Yeah, there you go. So I guess that's what I need to do. Restores 3/4 of a heart. So that's how you bake those apples. How you like them apples? Okay, put out the fire. I have to put out the fire. Put it in the water. Put it in the water. Because apparently they have a fire propagation system in there too. Yeah, I thought I saw a fish in here I could steal. Well, maybe I thought. I might have to actually go fishing for one next time. Did I lose my branch? I think this is the one. So we're going to have to play way more of this game later. We'll see how it goes. I could play this game without commentary, but I'm kind of trying to get a feel for it. Let's explore together. I do need more HD content. I need more Zelda HD content. I do have Zelda 1 and 2 on this channel in HD. I didn't play much of them. Like, I played enough of Zelda 2 to know, okay, this is why people hate it. Like, this game is really freaking hard. Like, you have to save scum. Just, like, because just leveling up your character takes forever. And you kind of have to do it to survive certain areas. And if you die, if you lose all your lives, you go all the way back to the beginning. Although you can, I think the game banks your experience level. So the game does reward you in that sense. So you kind of want to level up just for that. We got baked apples. Wonder if we can roast shrooms. Well, this video's going to end in about 4 or 5 minutes, so we'll see how it goes. So, Terrence, why are you just wandering around aimlessly? Because I'm exploring the game. Yeah, that's right. There were those enemies I'm supposed to go bother near the fire. I probably should have marked where that campfire was, actually. Are there supposed to be more icons for that kind of thing? So up for the food, right on the D-pad for the weapons. Can't interact with that. I guess I could shoot those birds with arrows. We'll worry about that later. Give me that. So the campfire was on the other side of this lake, right? So I need to mark this on the map. I saw that hitch. Can't fool me, Nintendo. There's hundreds of millions of dollars into research and development. If you told me this game cost $50 million, I would believe you. I can't carry any more melee weapons. Okay, so how do I know which of these is going to break soonest? Is it based on their color? You have no idea which one's going to break. There'll be more branches where that came from, let's be honest. Now I can't. Now I'm an idiot. I didn't mark that campfire on my map. I probably hosed myself. I mean, it is by the lake, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. I had to run into the lake to put out the fire, so it is around the lake here somewhere. Because I thought there was a sprint button. What do I have to do to sprint again? Put it away. Wait. Did I accidentally eat something? I might have accidentally ate something. Okay, where's the campfire? See, I'm gonna waste more time in this video looking for the campfire that I just walked away from, so I have to apologize for that. The game does a very good job of drawing in this extra grass as you get closer. So that's pretty good. These water effects look very expensive. So again, props. It's a better looking game than I was expecting. Again, it's not about the resolution, it's what you do with the art you have. It's about art. Give me that. Good with monster punch partially. Ooh, we're gonna cook frogs and eat shrooms. We're not licking toads, at least. Mommy, why would someone lick toads? I don't know. It's like it's like the TikTok of its era. The TikTok challenge of its era. That's not the campfire. See that. But I still don't know where the campfire is. Yeah, I am exploring, so I mean, I'm making progress, I suppose. So I guess I should do a save. I mean, I'm not terribly worried about not finding another campfire, but let me just see if it shows up here. Nope. I mean, it's near some body of water. It might be over here. I don't know. I lost count already. I lost track already. I'm already wandering around too much, to be honest. I'm probably going to have to explore some of these buildings so I can turn around and explore that building right here. Probably not even a building. It's just like a edifice. Go away! Do I have to like fall from a height to get up here? Isn't there like there might be like a grappling hook or something I can get to? I don't know. Zoom in with the right stick. Okay. That is treasure. So that's how you know what those stamps are really helpful. But I can't get to the princess from here, can I? I think I said this to do in the open world, so whatever. We'll see how it goes. Too bad I don't remember where my campfire is. See if it's over there. We'll get to them later. I just want to see if I can get my bearings before I end the video in the next minute or so. Oh, okay, hold on. Should have dropped it on them. Should have dropped it on them. Eh. That should have been more interesting, and it possibly could be if I get a bit more creative. Yeah, I don't know where the campfire is. Is that the other campfire? Yeah, it's it. Let me see if I can mark that. That wasn't the pin I wanted. But it's the one I'm getting. So that is the campfire, I suppose. So I'll make a note. Can I put another pin here? Yeah, we'll call it a cooking fire. So I'll end the video with mad rush towards the campfire, I guess. I'll go around him. This might work out. And if I die, well, whatever. Can't take any more of these. Save. So we'll end the video pretty soon. This is a research stream. Don't get worried. Like, inevitably the question is this game good? It's probably fine. Is it great? We'll find out. It's probably perfectly fine. I just wish it didn't cost $70. Like, for $70, I could buy, like, Saints Row 4, Minecraft, Terraria, and just have way more fun, I think. For $70, I could buy, like, a dozen I could buy, like, a collection of, like, 4 or 5 Switch games. Can't buy Skyrim, though. That's like a $40 game still, which is kind of frustrating. Yeah, cook it with monster parts. But I did find the campfire, so that's what I needed. So I guess I'll come back and explore some more later. I'm just kind of... I'll wander around aimlessly and just kind of see what happens. I recorded this with my Skull Candy earbuds into an audio splitter, into the J5 Create USB-C capture device, connected into a quad-core Windows 10 laptop, capturing this footage with the Windows 10 camera app at 60 frames a second. I have to cut it down to 30 because, duh, it's Zelda. It's only 30 frames a second. Ideally, it's 30 frames a second. It runs pretty well right now, I'll admit that. It probably gets harder later once I start doing the Ultra Hand stuff with the Minecraft nonsense. So we'll see how it goes.